this lesson, we're gonna learn Carol of the Bells. We have a handful of lead riffs and power chords. The techniques we'll learn include palm muting, alternate picking, some string bending, a pull-off, and even some vibrato. We'll learn the main riff with the corresponding harmony riff, the power chord section, and riffs 2 and 3. This is a lesson geared towards hard rock and metal technique. There's many different arrangements for the song, but this lesson focuses on melody and some of the harmonizing parts. It would also be beneficial for you to warm up before learning any lead technique. So any exercises, scales, chords, just anything you like to play to get your hands dialed in will help out a lot. So make sure you're in tune and let's get ready to rock. First up, we're gonna learn the main riff, and then we'll learn the harmony riff. So these parts are meant to be played separately, usually in repetitions of 4 or 8, but if you have a friend that's learning this song as well, you guys can try playing these riffs together at the same time. So first up, for the fret hand, we have the 3rd string, 12, 11, 12, 9. For our fingers, we have 4th finger on the 12, 3rd finger for the 11, and 1st finger for the 9. Let's try that out a little bit here. 12, 11, 12, 9. 12, 11, 12, 9. This is in a 3/4 time signature, so we would count 1, 2, and 3. 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 Now at the very end of the song, we have one little riff we're gonna play. At the very end, we have 2nd string, 12, 10, 12. So that's 4th finger. Then you can use your 2nd or 3rd finger for the 10. Then we go back up to the 12, and then your 1st finger plays the 9th fret. So remember at the very end, 12, 10, 12, 9. Let's take a look at the main riff over the shoulder. We have our 12th, and then 11, 12, and then 9. Make sure your thumb is behind the neck. That's gonna give you the access you need to those frets. For the strum hand, we have an alternate picking technique. It goes down, down, up, down. So let's zero in here. We have down, down, up, down. Down, down, up, down. 12th fret is down, 11th fret is down, then we have up, down for 12 and 9. You gotta keep your pick real close to the strings. If you wander off, you can run the risk of bumping into the wrong note, or it might mess up your timing. So make sure you don't dig into the string either. See how my pick falls in there? You can clack against the pick guard or the pickup. You just want to use the tip of the guitar pick. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. You're gonna play that in sets of 4 or 8, depending on the arrangement that you choose to play. So make sure you have the riff memorized, make sure you're using the right fingers, you have the right timing, you have the picking pattern correct. Make sure you got that all out of the way, and then you got a little cherry on top here. You can try adding some vibrato to your last note. So we go 12, 11, 12, 9. And you can just shake on the string a little bit. It's kind of quaky. It's a real tight, kind of trembling vibrato. Just remember, that's not the priority. Make sure you have everything else taken care of first. Now let's get to that harmony riff. We have the same sort of approach here. We're gonna be on the 2nd string, and we have 12, 10, 12, 8. Same picking pattern. Let's take a look at our fingers. I use my 4th finger for the 12. You can use your 2nd or 3rd finger for the 10, and 1st finger for the 8. Let's take a look at the harmony riff over the shoulder. Now this is quite a stretch here. Gotta make sure your thumb placement is correct. Now if that feels like too much of a stretch, you can just forget about the harmonizing riff for now and just stick with the main riff. Now we're moving on to the power chord section. This part goes along with the main riff. We have some power chords that travel down the neck, and then we get into a heavy palm muting riff at the end. For our fret hand, we have E5, strings 5, 4, and 3, first finger on the 5th string, third finger on the 4th string, and your 4th finger is on the 3rd string. We have the 7th and 9th frets. Then we head down a whole step to D5. Now we have the same string, same fingers, and we're on frets 5 and 7. Then we head down to C5, same strings, same fingers. Now we're on frets 3 and 5. Then we have B5, frets 2 and 4, same fingers, same strings. And we have the open A5. We play the 5th string open, and then we play the 2nd fret with our 1st finger on strings 4 and 3. And we also have an open E5. It sounds lower than the first one. We have the 6th string open, and then the 2nd frets of the 4th and 5th strings. You can play those with your 1st finger. Let's take a look at these chords from another angle. Here's the E5, D5, C5, B5, A5, and E5. For the strum hand, we're going to be working with all down strums. So now let's get to the progression. We have some dotted half note strums. That means when we hit the chord, we're going to let it ring out for 3 counts. So we have 1 bar E5, 1 bar D5, 1 bar C5, 1, 2, 3, then B5, then we head back up to C5, then 1 bar B5 again, then we head to 1 bar open A5. So let's put that all together here. We have 1, 2, 3, D5 and C5 and B5, back to C5 and B5 and A5. Now after that, we head to the E5, and we have a little bit of palm muting we're going to throw in. The first strum on the first count, there's no palm muting there, but after that, for counts 2 and 3 and, we got some palm muting. So we have 1, 2, and 3 and. And you can just hit the 6th string open when you're palm muting if you want, or you can use the power chord as well. So let's put it all together here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, E5 and D5 and C5 and B5 and C5 and B5 and A5 and E5. Now let's finish it off with the little riff at the end. We head to the A5 chord for the first count. We just hit the chord with no palm muting. And then after that, we have 2 palm mute chugs. You can strum the A5 chord or just the 5th string open. So we have 1, 2, and. Then we have a pull off from the 2nd fret to the open 5th string. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and. Let's try that again. 1, 2, and 3, and. Then we go to the 6th string, 3, 2, 3, oh. So let's put that riff together now. We have A5, palm mute, pull off, 3, 2, 3, oh, and repeat. A5, palm mute, pull off, 3, 2, 3, oh. So let's put the entire power chord section together now. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. E5 and D5 and C5 and B5, C5 and B5, A5 and E5. Then we repeat, and C5 and B5 and C5 and D5, A5, E5, A5, pull off, 3, 2, 3, oh. one last thing to remember. For the outro, we play the power chord section one last time, but we throw out that little riff entirely, and we have a repetition where we walk down with our power chords 3 times. So it sounds like this instead. We have E5 and D5, C5 and B5, back to E5, D5, C5 and B5, back to E5 again, D5, C5, B5, C5, B5, A5, and 1 strum on that open E5. Just let it ring. Now let's tackle riff number 2. We're gonna be descending down an E minor scale pattern, and this can be one of the more challenging parts, so make sure you play slowly, check your fingers, check your form, and make sure your picking pattern is correct. For the fret hand, we start off on the 1st string. We have 12, 12, 12, 10, 8. So 4th finger takes care of the 12th fret, your 2nd or 3rd finger takes care of the 10th fret, and 1st finger takes care of the 8th fret. So we have 12, 12, 12, 10, 8. Then we head to the 2nd string, 12th fret, then 10, 8, 10. So we have 12, 10, 8, 10. Let's put everything together so far. We have 12, 10, 8, 12, 10, 8, 10. Then the tail end here, we finish up on the 2nd string and then end up on the 3rd string. We go 12, 10, and then 9th fret of the 3rd string. So the ending goes 12, 10, 9. Let's put that all together slowly. 12, 10, 8, 12, 10, 8, 10, 12, 10, 9. Let's take a look at the riff over the shoulder. Now be mindful of your thumb placement. This riff is a stretch here. We have 12, 10, 8, 12, 10, 8, 10, 12, 10, 9. For the strum hand, we have an alternate picking pattern that goes down, down, up, down, up. So let's plug that in here. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. So you'll notice that we cut off one of the upward picking motions at the very end. We have down, up, down, down, up, down. Let's try it with the alternate picking pattern to a little bit more of a beat here. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. And when you're comfortable, you can try speeding it up like this. And that's it for riff number 2. Last, we have riff number 3. We're working with the same scale pattern, but this time in ascending order. This is an excellent alternate picking exercise, and we even have a string bend at the very end. Let's take a look at the riff here. For our fret hand, we start on the 4th string, 9th fret. Then we have the 11th fret. So that's 2nd finger, 4th finger. Then we head to the 3rd string, and we have 8, 9, 11. So 1st finger, 2nd finger, 4th finger. Then we head to the 2nd string and we have the 8th fret. Then we have the 10th fret where the bend takes place. We strike the 10th fret and then we have a whole step bend that goes up. So that means we have to match the pitch of our 12th fret and let the bend come back down as well. Then we head to the 8th fret afterwards. You can lead the bend with your 3rd finger, but let your other fingers, your 1st and 2nd finger, let them muscle on the string there. It gives you more control. So you can shovel that string. Then make sure you head back to that 8th fret at the end. So we have 9, 11, 8, 9, 11, 8, 10. With our bend, back to the 8. Now, if the bend feels a little too tricky for you, you can play 10, 12, 10, 8 instead, and it'll sound like this. 10, 12, 10, 8. 10, 12, 10, 8. For the strum hand, we're gonna be picking out a different alternate picking pattern. We have down, up, the entire time until we get to the bend. So we have down, up, down, up, down, up. Then we have our bend with a downward pick. Then we have a downward pick for the 8th fret as well. So you play this riff twice. And when you're comfortable, try speeding it up. Let's run through the song together. We're gonna start off with the main riff, then the power chord section, then we head back to the main riff with the harmony riff, then riff number 2 and 3, then the power chords for the outro section, and the main riff one last time. I'll count you in. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Power chords. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and repeat. D5 and C5 and B5. C5 and B5, A5. Pull off. Main riff. Harmony. Riff number 2. 3. Power chords. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. E5 and D5. C5 and D5 and E5. D5. C5 and B5. C5. D5. A5 and one strum on that E5. Let it ring. You ready for the main riff? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Softer. Slow it down. Here's the end. Excellent job. This song is loaded with basic rock and metal techniques that'll help you learn tons more songs. So remember to memorize your parts, play slowly, check your fingers, make sure you have proper form, and make sure your picking technique is correct. We'll see you next time.